Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that. Hey, welcome to the home of Black Titanic. Hey, you guys. I don't know. Y'all just thank y'all for listening out for me because I will have a schedule. I really got a schedule on my time at 11:25, but on YouTube say 10:25. So anyway, thank y'all for being here. Y'all just have to look out for the notification. I gotta contact YouTube, see why is it when I give her time, it's never the time that I say, it shows at a different time. Demita Joe said, I'm driving now, but everyone have a blessed day. Be safe, Demita Joe. Jazzy J for Life, Grand Rising. Tina Turner, Grand Rising. Glad you guys are here. Well, today I decided that y'all know every Saturday at supposed to be at 11 o'clock, y'all. We're supposed to discuss the book. I don't know if you guys, everybody is welcome. But what I do is I'm going to take bits and pieces from the book and we're going to back it up to today because our past reflect the future. But meanwhile, while I'm in here talking to everyone, in potential was grand rising to you also. While I'm here talking with you guys, let me just say house rules. House rules is that everything is allegedly on this channel and everything is for entertainment and educational purposes. Just my opinion. Just you guys' opinion as well. Well, good morning, Titania, Grand Rising. What a beautiful day. Thank you guys for coming through for me, giving me over that hump, doing the delivery. Y'all sent money for me to be able to get over the hump. Somebody sent me something for Pampers. My daughter thanking all of you guys for the gifts, for the Pampers, anything that y'all done for me during the process. She's want to thank y'all. She is at home, you guys. She's at home. Mom and daughter is doing well. We are out of that slump, you guys. Yes, that's y'all know what the worst thing a mom can think of is her daughter dying on a delivery table, and then you're left as an old lady to raise that baby. That baby doing fine. Baby just as healthy and fat. Yeah, they said that the cord was wrapped around that baby neck. That's why she never did descend. And I thought, oh, what an intelligent baby. She could have tried to descend, but she stayed right there in a safe place so that she would not get that cord wrapped around her neck. Well, the cord was wrapped around her neck, so she would not get strangled. My daughter was in labor for 4 days. I knew they was gonna take it. But by my daughter being, she's this on this natural thing. She wanted everything natural. We had prepared to have a home birth, and but I'm glad. I think there was some of you guys was asking me that in the chat. What if something go wrong? You know, you guys was asking me that in the chat, and I had never thought about it. I didn't want to think about it. I was thinking that. But we were lucky that she had went to the doctor that day, and that doctor made her go to the go, and he admitted her, so she couldn't get back out. But she held out. She was holding out, trying to have that baby naturally. Finally, I told her, honey, you are a good mom. You have just exhausted all you can. Now it's time for you to let the medical world take over. Soon as they gave my daughter the epidural, her heart stopped. She ain't have no blood pressure, child. Like 100 people was in that room. And they kicked me out. I wanted to stay in there, but you know, they kicked me out. But anyway, all is well. All is well, you guys. Thank y'all for being my rock. I had to come to y'all and talk to y'all, cry to y'all. I know sometimes y'all get tired of me crying to y'all. But that's just life. Life throws you curveballs, right? We're not always happy. Things are not always going to go easy. But when we get over those curveballs straighten out, then we can look back and see how the higher power was with us, or your God, or your Jesus, or whoever you claim to be your higher power, how they had got you through. I was telling my daughter that we had went and prepared. We had sent those prayers to heaven before birth. Y'all, I don't know if y'all seen it. It calls the blessed way ceremony, where you just bless the mother a few days or a week before she give birth. You go in and you bless the mother spiritually. It's all about pampering the mother. Yes. So those prayers went up. Those prayers was already in that emergency room. So she's okay, y'all. Her feelings has came back to her leg. But y'all know, I think this is just my opinion. I think they overdosed her. That's what I think it was, because it took her a long time to get her feelings back from the waist down. Yeah, a long time. So that's how I know they put too much anesthesia. Anyway, we're Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna start off with. I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna just say a little bit about love and marriage, Huntsville, before we get to the book thing. But yeah, y'all, I did see the reunion little clip where Mel, man, well, they were all in there. Well, you want to call it a comeback group or whatever you want to call it, the Black Expo, the Business Expo is what goes around in Huntsville that they copied. They called it the Business Expo. They had it every year in Huntsville, you guys, where a group of business people come together and do an expo. Now, what they do, they really do give back to the community. Yeah, they really do. They raise enough money maybe to adopt a child. You know, your child may want to go to a private school. They raise enough money to send your child to a private school. They raise enough money to pay your rent, your utilities. That's what the real business expo do in Huntsville. Okay, so Black came around and copied from them, but Black were saying that they were going to give back to the community, but they haven't done anything in the community. So you know that Tiffany had that baby thing, and they were telling Tisha, like, look, we need to have some kind of meeting or something to talk about this Black Expo. Because I'm going to tell you, Sister Nell went playing. Sister Nell said, y'all told me one thing, and now you're saying something different. So that's why we need to sit down and talk about it. Yes, told Nell that nobody paid, right? And then they come to find out they asking Stormy for $100. Yeah. Well, Tisha said she did not need no feedback. That's what Tisha said. But that's not what a boss do. You do need feedback. You do need it. So, next time if I get some kind of event, I can improve on it. But she felt like they were hating on her. That's the immature part of her. But anyway, in that little meeting, that little clip they showed, Mel was told them that they were unorganized. Tisha got offensive. Oh, well, we ain't need to talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about, maybe there was something going on behind the scenery, but what we need to talk about was how the expo really came out. No, that expo came out that you guys was unorganized, y'all. They were so unorganized. Stormy was over there. He was complaining about Stormy taking up all this space. Well, if you were organized, you would have told everybody just how many spaces, how many feet that your boots they can have, right? They didn't discuss this, so Stormy took up a whole damn wall. Stormy had a whole side over there because y'all did not discuss it. You're right. Yeah. Kimmy came in and said, I don't know what we had. They done pushed us way back over there somewhere, right? You would have discussed whether you were paying for it or not. Listen, y'all, they were advertising it as a nonprofit. So that, in my opinion, that's why I feel like they didn't want to say that this was a paid event, because it's supposed to have been a nonprofit. All right, so once everybody got in the door, that's when they could say, well, give me the money on the table. He want that $100 under the table at that door. Yeah, he wanted it under the table. And then who they gonna have as a speaker, trying to get Egghead to speak? Who would want him to speak out of all people? Who would want this man to speak? Y'all see how he messed up his Inez wine? He messed up that Inez wine speech so bad to that Uncle Sam was ready to fight him. Y'all remember that? My son was, I mean, my tail was up there, trying to talk about that Inez wine. Uncle Sam was ready to fight him. Uncle Sam went out that door. My tail, after that speech, he didn't even recognize Uncle Sam. And he didn't recognize Grandma because I forgot what he said, but whatever he said, he wasn't saying nothing. He was like, Inez wine. Inez wine is good. Not too dry, not too sweet. That's Inez wine. Get your Inez wine. Well, that's how he speak. And y'all mean to tell me y'all were on my tail to come up there and speak for y'all when he almost got beat up by Uncle Sam, because Uncle Sam didn't like the way he was speaking about the Inez wine, y'all. That second thing he tried this second event he got by his Inez wine. He got to speaking in Spanish or something. Y'all know I can't speak other language, but he was up there talking about some Inez wine. I don't even think he knew what he was saying, y'all. But that just goes to show you that they were very unorganized. If they think that they're gonna have put Martell in front as a speaker. And then, don't forget, y'all, my tail was peeping on behind that window, peeping on behind that curtain when he heard that Mel was out there. He was hoping that Mel came up to the end. They were hoping that Mel came up there and rescued them. So, yeah, Tisha, yeah, we need to talk about this this Black Expo, because it was far from perfect. Yes. Anyway, welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Who is Tina Turner? Is that you? Is that I'm seeing that? Who said that? Congratulations to the proud parents and grandpa. What day was the baby born? October the 2nd, y'all. Yes. Who said that? Hey, Coach Cole, blessing. Jonetta Boyd, blessing. Grand rising. So let's just go and get started with all y'all that here. Now look, I don't know if y'all read the book, but I'm gonna give y'all a review of the book. This right here, y'all. This is where we at today. So I talked about Melinda. Y'all call her. I switched between Melinda and Aunt Linda. Okay, I talked about her going to visit Aunt B. Aunt B and Aunt Linda, they had sort of like she sold her clothes in her store. But when she got there, Billy and the boys had them deleted Aunt B. She was 91 years old. They went in that store. They trashed that store, y'all. This is a true story, y'all. They trashed that stove and they put flour all on her face after they cut her tongue out. And they were really looking for Luther. So I don't know why that they wanted to just go in there and kill her, because she didn't know where Luther was. They wanted Luther because they wanted Luther land, and Luther wouldn't give up his land. Now, y'all know that's just really, we could talk about Black Wall Street. We could talk about Rosewood. We could talk about all go down in history, how they had did stuff to us to take our land, right? We know that they take our lands through violence and force. But see, they were scared of doing violence with Luther, because Luther belonged to the Black Seminoles. The Black Seminole tribe. So they was kind of scared to do something to Luther. Y'all don't know about the Black Seminoles. They were never captured, y'all. They were never captured. We have Black people that never would go into slavery. They did over at least 100 years of war with this army. It was one of the bloodiest civil war on this earth. Yeah, but they never talk about how the blacks that was already here rebelled, and most of them, 80% of them, was never captured. Well, Luther, my grandparents belonged to the Black Seminole tribes, right? They were different tribes. Blackfoot, Cherokee, Seminole, Choctaw. They all, when the government came in together and tried to take over their land, they all just renamed as one. So that's beginning to Luther, right? We're getting to the end of chapter 1, right? So they tried to kill Luther for his land. Meanwhile, my grandpa Alexander, they looking for Luther, and the white mob looking for Luther, and they already done killed Mama B. While Aunt Linda is in the store just crying her heart out over Mama B, a white woman walked in there. Her name is Miss Elizabeth. That's how she gonna end up on the Titanic. Y'all want to know how she gonna end up on the Titanic? That's gonna be through Miss Elizabeth. Okay, so when Miss Elizabeth walked in the store, Miss Elizabeth was upset because they had deleted her son as well. They told Billy. Billy was the main one. Billy was the one that deleted his friend but put it on Luther. Anyway, they had told Sam to cut Mama B's throat out. He said, I can't do it, man, because she breastfed us. So they called him a ninja lover, so they beat him to death. Okay, make a long story short, Melinda, she went on, got on her horse, Sarah. Sarah is her horse, y'all. Sarah is also the name of my grandma, my great-grandma. She gets on a horse still looking for her brother. She knew that the brother probably was going to loot the land to help Luther out because they had heard that the mob was looking for Luther. But when Melinda got there, they had them surrounded her brother and her oldest brother and her baby brother. They had them surrounded. Melinda had some explosives, so she started throwing explosives at that mob, and they left because they thought that a whole army of black people had came. Right? They left, but it was just Melinda throwing that explosive at them. So Luther was not on his land, but I'm finna get to this part. When they found Luther, they had to hung Luther. They had to hung his wife and his 3 kids. They had cut out Luther's penis. They had cut out Luther's tongue. We're talking about organ snatchers. This stuff right here is old as old can be. Nowadays, you find a lot of black people with their organs missing. It's always been like that, y'all. When they used to kill us, they used to kill your ancestors. They gonna cut something off and put it in a jar. They'll cut that penis off. They love to cut that black man penis off and put it in a jar. Put the ear in the jar. Put the tongue in the jar. Even Nat Turner, they just sent him his head back 2 years ago. Nat Turner. Yes. Anyway, Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. Okay. I'm going to show y'all this. This goes into what I'm talking about, Luther. This happened in 2021, March 2021. Douglas County man found dead hanging from tree is suspicious. Now, I showed y'all Brother Ozone, that trial of Brother Ozone. He was on this case. They still hanging us, y'all. Do y'all know since the year 2000, it has been more black people found hung than in the 17th century. But guess what they put them? They say that they're suicide. Now, I knew Brother Sykes. This is why this is so dear to my heart. This black man that he used to hang out with my grandson. So let's get this. Let's see if I can get it up. So Brother Sykes was hung, right? Douglas County Sheriff's Office said a man found dead hanging from a tree committed suicide. Yeah, that's what they say. Every time they find one of us hung, it's suicide this day, y'all. Suicide! Hands can be tied behind their back, feet can be tied, but they found them like that. Most of the time they say it's suicide. But his family said that the decision seemed quick and the death seems suspicious considering authorities are still investigating vandalism. Look, y'all, it's always suspicious. They always gotta investigate. Well, Brother Syke, let me tell y'all something about Brother Syke. He was on house arrest. He had an active bracelet on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. An active bracelet on when they found it. That's why it's so suspicious. We wondering where is the sheriff covering this up? How come y'all couldn't find this man and he got on an active bracelet? Yeah, one of them house arrest bracelets. Keith and Styles said he cherished what's left of his family. That's the brother. With his parents gone, he said he spoke to his other brother, Stephen. Stephen was my neighbor as often as he could. He was a good person, a caring person. He was funny. Stephen was 43 years old. He went missing in February. The family said that the timeline of his disappearance is unclear. Now, that's how they were looking for Luther back in the day. When they were looking for Luther, they had already got the Luther. And not only did they do Luther, because they were just going to hang Luther, kill Luther, and take his land. But not so fast. Not so fast. You looking for a community that fight back. It wasn't going to be that easy. Y'all might have killed them, but they had to suffer. They made everybody suffer. My grandparents they made all them white folks suffer for killing Luther, y'all. This is a true story. This is 1900. So let me tell y'all how they found this now. The witness was bust out. He had an active bracelet on. The witness was all bust out. He said the inside of the car was covered in mud. His ID and wallet was missing. Not far from the car, the family say Mr. Styles' likely body was hanging from a tree. So yeah, they said Mr. Styles was committed suicide, but we don't believe it. We don't believe it, y'all. Every time there's a hanging, that's what they do. They say it's suicide. Let me see if I get this to play. If I can get it to play. They always say it's suicide. It's playing, but why won't it play, y'all? So, this hanging that I'm talking about with Luther, this hanging ain't nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. We're talking about hanging in our community. It's just that nothing is never did about it.
Great marketing ideas don't just fall from the sky. Innovative brands aren't built by letting the cards fall where they may. It takes strategy, creativity, and teams of talent. So when your campaign lands in the hands of your customer, it needs to be perfect. Make it count with a new kind of online print company.
I don't know how to skip this.
To get it right. Smart Press. Create brilliant print.
New tonight, a Douglas County man is in mourning and seeking answers. He wants to know why a family member was found hanging from a tree. Investigators consider it a suicide.
Well, Fox 5's Alex Whitler spoke to the dead man's brother, who says he's not convinced his loved one took his own life.
Douglas County Sheriff's deputies consider Stephen Styles' death as suicide. His family says that decision seems quick, considering investigators are still sifting through reports of vandalism to his car, and his Facebook page was hacked around the time of his death.
The only thing I can think of is, racial activity. That's not the typical way for a
black person
to commit suicide, to hang themselves.
Keaton Styles says it's hard to believe his brother Stephen would end things like this.
We used to tell each other all the time that, we all we got.
With his parents gone, he says he spoke to his older brother Stephen Styles as often as he could.
He was a kind-hearted person. He was funny. He loved a joke.
43-year-old Stephen went missing in February. Family says the timeline of his disappearance is unclear, but they sensed something was wrong when investigators found his car around the 20th. They say it was in the woods, not far from his grandparents' home on Mason Creek Road in Winston.
And the car was all messed up. Like the windows was busted out of it. His battery was taken from the car, and the inside of the car was full of mud.
Not far from the car, family says, was Styles' lifeless body hanging from a tree. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office provided me with a death report that indicates Styles was found, quote, deceased without the presence of a licensed physician, but doesn't provide further details. Representatives for the sheriff's office tell me they don't believe foul play was involved, although they are investigating vandalism to Stiles' car.
They were so quick to rule it a suicide.
Meantime, the Stiles family says this unexpected death has drawn them even closer together. I did ask investigators how they're so certain foul play was not involved. They told me they cannot comment at this time and the case is still under investigation. If you know anything about Stiles' death, you're encouraged to contact the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Alex Whitler, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, that was one of my neighbors, y'all. Yeah, I knew that family. Brother Ozone, the political prisoner that I showed y'all, he was on that case. They wouldn't even.
The accident wasn't your fault.
Sorry, y'all. They wouldn't even talk to the family at all. Weeks, almost a month went by. The sheriff department wouldn't talk to him or nothing. To Brother Ozone and some Black Panthers, Sister Muhammad from the leader of the Black Panther Party in Dallas, they came down and they made them people talk to that parent and give them some answers. So I don't know if y'all got the book, but I'm reading on page 16 now. Page 16. This all goes together. The past reflect the future. Ain't nothing changed, y'all. This is the ending of the chapter that I didn't finish from chapter 1. The hanging of Luther, Brother Luther, and his children. Yeah. Oh, boy. All right, let's see. Let's just see where I'm going to start for. We're going to start with Billy. So they caught up with the mob, right, y'all? They done caught up with the mob. They done chopped Billy down from the tree and all of his family members, right? The mob said, please, 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 I got a wife and I got children. This one of the men that have killed Billy and his wife. I got a wife and I got children. Please, please don't kill me. David said, now David is a Blackfoot Seminole too. He said, let the jury vote. Talking to my uncle Jeff and my grandpa Alexander and all the tribal Black Seminoles. Yeah, the Black Indians. That's what my family was, y'all. I got lots of money. Mr. Little said. And on top of that, y'all, Mr. Little was a pedophile too, y'all. He was known to be with little boys, y'all. So they were glad to do something with Mr. Little. I got lots of money, Mr. Little said. Mr. Little said, I got all this money. Just don't delete me. But I tell you what Billy is. Billy was the one with the leader of the gang. I tell you what Billy is. I'm on page 18, y'all. Anybody got the book? I tell you what Billy is. He in that red barn located on this property. Then he peed on himself. He was so scared that he peed on himself. We know, they have to go in groups. They know they get a black man by himself. They be scared of him. So David got off the saddle. Yeah, Melinda got off the saddle too. Now, Melinda, they're like, Melinda, will you get back on? This a man's job. Melinda, stay back over there. But see, Melinda was a warrior. Her brothers couldn't do nothing with her. She got off the horse anyway. Melinda want to go over there and knock him upside his head. So the jury has made its decision. David screamed. David is just a family friend. They made this decision. Mr. Little, your days of preying on little black boys is over. Hold on before you do that. Y'all don't want no money. Y'all, please. That's that Mr. Little. Well, the final verdict is in, said David, and you must go. So meanwhile, they had to do fire. They had to do explosive through all the sugar canes. They went around all the white folks' plantation and burnt up their plantation. They burnt up the peaches grove. They burnt up the cotton field. They burnt up everything. My grandfather and his uncle and my uncle Jeff and David. Yeah, they were pissed off because they had hung Luther and his family. Hold on. Please don't hurt me, he said. Well, they attached that rope to Mr. Little, and they drug Mr. Little to the red barn where Billy was. They drugged him, yeah. They touched him by the neck and they drugged. Y'all may think this is vulgar, but they had this is how they did our ancestors, y'all. They did our ancestors like that in the black Seminoles, and a lot of us fought back. What you did to us, we gonna do to you. Y'all won't ever hear about that, but it's true. This stuff is true, y'all. Come out, Billy, bring your butt out there. That's my grandfather up there screaming, and Melinda screaming, bring your butt out there. Mr. Little said you back there in that red barn. Come on out here. Come on out. They want Billy bad because Billy was the one responsible for my 91-year-old Mama B's death, right? We got a unique experience to offer you. 2 ways you can die. They mocking Mr. Billy. 2 ways you can die, Billy. We got a unique experience to you. First, you can burn to death. Yeah, we can burn you. We can set you on fire. Or the second way, you can have your small genitals cut off just before we hung you, just like you did Billy. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. Billy came running out. He is trying to deny his involvement in deleting Mama B and Luther. He began to run, looking backwards and over his shoulder. Oh, Billy just running. Oh, big brave Billy that wanted that had the balls to call to kill a 91-year-old woman. He was big time then. He was brave then when he was up against a 91-year-old woman, but he's not brave no more up against my grandfather and my uncle. Yeah. So anyway, he started running. He started looking backwards. Mr. Little, he just jumped into the burning fire, y'all. Remember now, everything on fire around him because they had been setting everything on fire, like all the cornfields, the sugar canes. All that is already on fire. He just jumped in the fire. Billy just committed suicide. Billy jumped in the fire. My grandfather said, well, that devil deserved to burn alive. That's what he deserved. So anyway, you guys, I'm just going to make a long story short, and that's how they got revenge on them. I'm going to play the video now, but they did not look the other way. They did not pray, hoping that the government would do something about it, because the government back in the day sanctioned all these deaths of our ancestors, right? They would kill you. They would hang you, your ancestors, and nothing was never would do about it. All the land would be taken, and nothing was never did about it. Okay, I'm getting ready to show y'all finish this up, okay? You're looking at Black Titanic African aboard. All righty. Anyway, Grand Rising. Hey, Alita. Yes, I went. The stuff is at some of y'all sending me gifts at the post office, the limit drop, the 7th Avenue. I got those gifts, and I thank y'all. Thank y'all for the cash app. Thank y'all for everything. Hopefully, it's gonna flies with eagles. All right, now. Hey, pretty brown eyes. Button, share and subscribe. This is Arthur Omer, and remember, eagles fly with eagles. Welcome, you guys. We are going into this discussion, right? I left off and where Melinda, or Aunt Linda, or Melinda, I will be changing her name. Sometime I call her Aunt Linda, sometime I call her Aunt Melinda. Her name is Melinda. bought it. So Aunt Melinda had went to the store. I'm just trying to catch you guys up. So she found Mama B in there. They had a mob had went in there and just destroyed Mama B's store now. Not only did they destroy her store, y'all know what they did. They cut her tongue out and they decapitated her, and then they pulled flowers all over her face. She was 91 years old. So meanwhile, Melinda comes in on that afterwards, right? Melinda finds Mama B laying on the floor with flour all on her face and just with no tongue. While she was comforting Mama B, I'm just seeing holding her in her arms crying. A white lady walked in the door and a postal worker walked in the door. Well, the postal worker was telling Melinda everybody knew that Billy was the one that had came in there with his mob and destroyed Mama B's store. They were looking for Luther because, see, they wanted Luther land, but Luther wouldn't give up his land. So then to make it be justified with them taking Luther land, regardless of how they got it, they accused him of deleting Billy's friend. But Billy was the one. Of course, Billy's friend was a clear person. Okay? But one of the guys that was among the wall was Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth was the white lady that came in the store. She saw her son laying next to Mama B, 91-year-old Mama B. But see, he was just among them. He refused to hurt Mama B because he said Mama B used to nurse them. Mama B raised them. So Miss Elizabeth come in to check her son out. She was furious. And that's how Melinda met Miss Elizabeth. On the way out, Miss Elizabeth says, Billy is going to pay. I know Billy is the one that deleted his friend, but he put it off on Mr. Luther. Anyway, when she was leaving out the door, and Linda said, oh, you're hopping and your knees swollen, your feet swollen. Well, she looked back and said, well, how did you know? Melinda told her that she would charge her fee to heal her. So that's what she did, and that's how they became friends, right? Okay, so let's just keep it going. So Miss Elizabeth is the lady that she would enter on the boat with. Okay, you guys? Now, we down in the woods in Bessemer, Alabama. Just like the late 1800s, early 1900s. So anyway, they found Luther, you guys. They found Luther and his children. They had them put them on the tree. They were all hanging from the tree. Luther and his children and the mob. Billy had did it now. Yeah, Billy had did it. But anyway, so of course, you know what they did. They had to go notify, go back to the tribe and notify everybody else that they had found Luther and his family. So they did get revenge on Luther and his family. You can read about that at the ending of chapter, any other chapter, start on page 19, right? But anyway, I'm just trying to catch y'all up on how Aunt Linda met Miss Elizabeth. Well, everybody was mourning. They were mourning over Luther and his family, you guys. And of course, Luther's dad was the chief of the tribe, Chief Black Crow. That's what was his name. Yeah. Everybody was mourning with Chief Black Crow. Yeah. They were mourning. But I'm going to start right here. I'm going to start with page. I'm looking for the page to get y'all that I want to start on. I got it, y'all. I'm going to start with page 20, paragraph 1, 2. It says, my regret is to tell Luther's dad, Black Crow, Mr. Chief Black
Page
Crow,
20, y'all.
that his son, his wife, and his grandkids was deleted, you guys. Page 20. I'm just going to read this. Y'all don't have to read it. I'm just catching y'all on this. As they buried Luther and his family, Melinda kept having images of Mama B. Oh, what a horrific corpse. It was such a horrific sight. Melinda would never forget that. It was buried in her mind. Yeah. Sarah moved closer to comfort her. Sarah's her horse, yeah. Melinda turned. She reached up and rubbed Sarah's head, the horse. Later, they arrived back in the community. Already, the elders and the new had heard the news about the chief's son and his family, as well as Mama B. He said, Chief Black Crow said, oh, the schooling that I gave my son didn't help. He heard the news over and over again of how horrific his son and family had died. Then one of the elders gave Melinda a note. The note was from Miss Elizabeth. I need you to go to London, and I need a nurse, preferable you, to take care of me. At that time, Melinda had no response because the entire village was mourning. In addition, there was never a time, no matter how hard the struggle was, that Melinda and her brother could stop their schooling. Education was very important around there in that tribe. So the elders would sit Melinda is my auntie, Alexander is my grandfather. They sisters and brothers. And David was a family friend. They would sit under the clear skies. Oh, the moon shines and the stars glisten. But there they would begin their teaching. Y'all must never forget where you come from. Never, none of you, said one of the elders.
Never
Then
forget.
Chief Black Crow placed mud from the earth and placed a dot between the eyes. This is your third eye, he said, the pineal gland, and you must always use it. The third eye plus the knowledge of the stars will guide you. Did y'all know y'all had a third eye? It's right there in the center of your brain, right there, you guys. Now, when I was in my biology class, they would tell us that it was calcified because it's calcified in a lot of clear people, but it's not calcified in Africans. What does the pineal gland do? Your third eye do? Why is the pineal gland important in spirituality? Yes, it's where we feel that spirit. They call it in ancient Egypt, the pineal gland was known as the seat of the soul. That's why we're spiritual people. It's because our pineal gland is activated, y'all. They use the pineal gland as a route to higher awareness and consciousness. You can relate it to spiritual awakeness. The Hindus connect the third eye to represent intuition and clairvoyance. Yeah, your third eye, y'all. It is here.
Visions.
So meanwhile, the elders is teaching Melinda and her brothers under the stars about the third eye, the pineal gland. Now, at the center of their teaching also is knowledge about the dog star known as Cyrus A and B. Now, the dog star, they get it from the doggone tribe in Africa, in West Africa. It's where your ancestors originate from. These are just legends, you guys. Most are known as the doggone people who still lives in the mountains of West Africa, the Humbered Mountains near Timbuktu. The legend is that every 3,000 years, our ancestors fly down from space and visit Earth. Now, you know why this is so important? Because the doggone tribe was telling about those two planets, Cyrus A and B, before satellite. So when satellite came, when the invention of satellite came, which was invented by a black person, there those two families was Planet A and Cyrus B, y'all. The legend is that every 3,000 years, our ancestors fly down from space and visit Earth. It's just a legend. This knowledge was given to us directly from the Nomos aliens sent to Earth for mankind. They are master teachers with knowledge of the waters. That's what we are. We're master teachers with knowledge of the water. We always have traveled. We knew that water. Our ancestors knew that water. We traveled. We made sophisticated boats. Our boats have never sunk like that Titanic. We traveled all over the earth, you guys. None we made sink. Yeah. They are master teachers with knowledge of the water, knowledge of the land. They monitor the solar system and the entire heavens. Yeah, we have always monitored the heavens. We were so in tune to nature. In addition, there's Cyrus A, which is the largest planet, and Cyrus B is the smallest. Cyrus B takes 50 years to orbit around Cyrus A. On page 21, at the bottom of the page, 21. Scientists this and astrologers this, even before the satellite. And when the satellite came, they had to admit that they were telling the truth. Alexander raised his hands. That's my grandpa. He looked at his parents, Sarah and John. That's my great-great-grandmother. He asked, how did we transfer our African heritage to become Blackfoot Indians? Oh, wow. A lot of y'all want to say, well, Indians, you're not proud of your blackness. But a lot of us was already here, y'all. His dad, John, replied, all over the world, we are indigenous, meaning we are the first people. The pale-face term for us is Indian is derived from the Spanish indigio, meaning red, God's people. Black people were in America first. There is nowhere on this globe or this earth. Well, we were here first, you guys. We are the original people. But what sets our culture apart from the other races is that we believe page 22, we were born to take care of the earth. Voodoo. They call that voodoo, you guys. We should mistreat this earth. Although the colonizers tried to enslave us, we knew the territory so well and would escape. So a lot of blacks was already here on this land. They would escape because they were here already. So most of those Indians, the Blackfoot Indians, the Seminoles, all of those, they never did conquer them, you guys. It was over 100-year war between the Indians. They never did conquer it. Y'all would never ever y'all would never get that in your history books, there are some Africans, blacks, that were never ever captured and into slave. They fought over 100 years. And in fact, that was America's worst civil war on this earth. Well, anyway, so then the colonizer never could capture us. So they went to Africa and got our cousin, the Africans. It was easy to enslave them because when they brought them here, they did not know anything about our land. But what we did, we tried, we continue on helping our fellow cousin. We all also would take in escaped slave. And the pale face was threatening to kill us, take our land. But then we said that we are one. Our skin color are the same. We are one. Y'all are my brothers. We are African descent. There are Blackfoot, Seminole, Cherokees, Carnesia, Choctaw, Lenape, Mohawk, Uking Chain, and many others, which I can't think of all the names of our people that was already here. Later, as the paleface became a government, said Mama Sarah, that's my great grandmama, they issued laws to protect and strengthen the paleface. Then it limited our freedom. They raided our village, separated us, and deleted a lot of us. As they continued to steal our land, some of the black natives rebought their land, but the government renamed us as Negroes. We will rename you guys. Yeah. Such laws and mistreatment are unjust, said Alexander, Grandpa. He leaps up. Oh, so Granddaddy said, you guys are dismissed. Tomorrow you must go catch fish. And Melinda, you have to go out there and gather those herbs. Not you, David. David is the childhood friend. Jeff, the baby brother, my uncle. I need y'all to make explosives. Now, Jeff was the youngest brother born to my parents, to their
Top of
parents,
page
John and Sarah
23.
Boyd. That's my grandfather's youngest brother. They own 600 acres of land. Jeff oversees a black Teamster union, which was the most powerful union to increase wages and resist unfair treatment of people of African descent. What's more, he oversaw a black military militia, y'all. He enlisted black men across the state. He was watched and feared by the white government. The militia was called YATS, meaning you ain't taking shit. Across the state, they formed allies with mostly black natives who refused to give their land up. Each yacht was known for their fierce fighting ability. A lot of our people fought back. We fought, you guys. The Buffalo Soldier, don't get us mixed up with those Buffalo Soldiers, says Jeff. The Buffalo Soldier was started by the United States Army, September 23rd, 1866. Jeff and his men saw them as traitors because they refused to fight for themselves, but would fight to empower Paleface. The Yachts community, that was the community that I lived in, was where whites dare not enter. It was overcrowded. For safety, many ex-slaves had ran to them. In return for their favor, everyone had to help work the land. They grew healing herbs, corn, green, peas, beans, sugar cane, had a peach grove. They had livestock such as horses and cattle and goats and chicken, etc. Everything they needed was in the Yachts community. Yeah. and they knew violence was the way that paleface took their land, so they stayed prepared to fight. And a few days later, Melinda finished her chores of mixing different herbs. She hopped on Sarah and traveled to Miss Elizabeth plantation. During her meeting with her, she offers Melinda money to travel with her aboard a white liner starship. The next 2 years, Melinda traveled over the world until they boarded the Titanic. Now, they were traveling back and forth a lot. Now, wrong thing, Aunt Linda. Don't go. Melinda decided to stay in Chicago with her older sisters. Of course, she traveling back and forth so much, and most of the time they had to either go to New York to board a ship or Chicago. So Mary was the oldest sister. She was already up there. Oh, Lord. Mary, because this is where she boarded the ships by way of New York. Often they traveled to Paris. During this time, Melinda clothing line took off. Oh boy. Once again, she became a legend among the rich and famous as the healers and fashion designers. And some start calling her a witch because of her knowledge of the herbs. Southampton, England. Now this the pineal gland and letter from Melinda to her brother Alexander. Dear Alex, page 20. I am mailing this letter for y'all. And in 1 hour, I will be boarding the Titanic as a third-class passenger to Southampton, England. I will be going back to Chicago, Illinois by way of New York. You go to New York and then you go to go to Chicago. Over the years, you have been warning me about your dreams. Pineal gland. Yeah, Grandpa kept having these visions. You kept having vision, dreaming about me being lost at sea. I'm on page 24, y'all. Southampton, English. But I got a chance to be with my fiance, Ernest, who worked as a band leader on these boats. He was a musician. Of course, these white people think that this ship can't sink. But I, too, have been dreaming. I've been having vision that this ship is unsafe. That's your pineal gland at work, Titanic. Some visions. Having vision that it's unsafe to go. This is the note that she gonna send before she get on the Titanic. She in London, y'all. As you know, our ancestors respect nature. And no man is no match for nature now. But I'm okay, Alex. And this will be my last trip. Ernest, my fiance, and I will be getting married in August. And then we are retiring from the boat. It's not safe for us Negroes here on this boat. Even the white immigrants are treated better than any Negro. Here is $300 to take care of your wife and children. What's more, Ellen is my fiance's sister. She has become my best friend. She's my ears and my eyes for all the Aboriginal black. She's a lookout person because she can roam freely. She's a mulatto who can pass for white. Then she'll come back and inform us of anything and everything that happens on first class. If anything should happen to me, she will contact you. Yeah. Ella gonna contact him. So we're gonna get on board, and then we're ready to get on board. So the blacks Aboriginal boarding the Titanic from Southampton, UK was Jamaicans, Haitian, British, Ireland, and South African, Igbo, Israelite, and African refugees. Of course, the black aboriginal from Ireland who helped build the Titanic had an independent contract. Now, the story of Ireland is where the story of the leprechaun come from. They were your ancestors that where they went over there, committed genocide on those people, and then turned around and made fun of them. This is where you get your St. Patrick's Day, and this is where you get the leprechaun because they were small stature people. They call them pygmies. They were small stature. And Ireland belongs to the pygmies, those Africans over there. Yeah. St. Patrick Day. He was the one that committed all that genocide on those people in Ireland, the blacks in Ireland. Yeah. So anyway, some of the islands they were worked about the boards of the Titanic. They helped build the Titanic. They were independent contractor. Now most of the black men they worked was in the bows of the Titanic. They were also firemen on board, cooks, maids, manservant, tutors, nurses, engineer, postal workers, as well as business people and entertainments. They were placed in the steerage or the bows of the Titanic. We're going to call that the basement. Now, the census counted only whites. We kept account of ourselves. Each one of us signed on our notebook. It was 220. Where your Negroes gone, said Captain Smith, as all the Aboriginal was trying to board the white liner ship called the Titanic. Several officers emerged with firearms. They were pointing them to our heads. Are you serious? Said Miss Elizabeth. She pushed the captain to the side and motioned for Melinda and her tribal friend David. David had to go with Melinda to protect her. Following behind Melinda was her fiance Ernest and his sister Ellen and 6 band members. Of course, Ernest was an independent entertainment contract. His man was recommended by the captain from another luxury white liner ship. He was the Jamaica band leader with his sister Ellen as the singer. He played the saxophone with mostly reggae music. Hell, said Captain Smitty, who overboard the drummer? I thought you was a white man. Yeah, he thought they were a white band. That's why he thought. You were highly recommended by a captain from another ship. We are running behind schedule. Colonel Ashley, one of the richest members aboard, he added, let Melinda aboard. No, she replied, Melinda, if the rest of my sisters and brother can't come, then I'm not boarding this ship. So be it, said a crew member. You dog is not supposed to be here. No way. Let them aboard, said Captain Smith. Let them aboard, said Captain Smith. I'm going to end that right there, you guys. We're going to finish this up next week, but let them aboard. So you see when they get on the ship, the same geographical area is on this ship. A lot of racism was on that ship, you guys. A lot of classism was on that ship because all the poor whites were stuck down there in the basement, in the bowels of the Titanic, and in third class also. The first and second class were the rich people, the wealthy people was the first and second class. Now on board that ship, I did not tell y'all that they did have one black man that they that they did register. He was royalty. His uncle was the president of Haiti, right? His name was Joseph LaRue. Joseph LaRue they still didn't allow him in first class. He was married to a white woman, of course. They did not allow him on first class at all. But he was aboard that ship. You have to remember, Haiti hadn't been too long, got their independence. He come from a family of warriors also, so they had better make sure that they took good care of that black man. So we're going to keep it moving. I'm going to show y'all a video of the Seminole tribe. These are your ancestors, you guys. You're black people. We fought for hundreds and hundreds of years on this land. We fought. We didn't just sit here and like the TV show, y'all. The TV show, y'all, that we were weak people, but most of our ancestors fought. But what happens, you had all these countries coming against little old us. That's all of they just band together. All these Europeans, Esau band together from country after country after country, kept coming over here at us. We kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and they never did. They were the undefeated, the Seminole Indians. Okay, here we go. And they are your ancestors. I ain't talking about these red people that y'all see today. I ain't talking about these $5 Indians. Talking about real people, the native. Our ancestors that was the native over here. Oh yeah, something I want to say about the pineal gland. When you be having all these visions, you guys, a lot of us have vision, clairvoyant, intuition. That's your pineal gland working. That's where that comes from. Your spirituality. Y'all notice that we are very spiritual people. We are forgiving. Sometimes that forgiving to me sometimes can be a hindrance to us. Because it's okay to forgive, but then, it's got its boundaries. It's got its boundaries. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But that was, our leader said that certain toothpaste will mess up your pineal gland. And a lot of stuff, a lot of food, you're right, our leader. I think she said the fluoride. Let me see if I can find that. But a lot of stuff that we used to do, the reason they called us witches and the reason they made our spirituality, we used to call it voodoo, they made it to be evil is because of our pineal gland that we had. We had the knowledge of herbs. You can go out there, any herbs there is out there, you could heal. So they begin to have you afraid of your own self, afraid of your spirituality, and start calling it evil. Here it is. A leader said that I was taught not to use fluoride toothpaste because it damages our pineal gland. Listen, you guys, go back and read up on your pineal gland. It's your third eye. Now, I knew that everything in our body had a function, so I challenged my biology teacher when I was at Alabama A&M. He was a black man too, but that's how he was taught. He was taught, no, it was the white, it was when the black one was the white one. Said that the pineal gland had no function. Then as I got older and started doing my own research, I learned that most people it's not function, it's calcified, but it's not calcified in black people. Okay, I'm finna keep it going, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank y'all. Y'all, the black Seminoles, our ancestors, a lot of them are undefeated. They never did defeat them, you guys. They might have took a lot of their land, but they kept it moving. They kept fighting. They kept them moving. They were pushed down in Florida, Georgia, Alabama. They were pushed down through the swamps, through all them woods, but they never did defeat them. Here we go, you guys. Hey, Jesse J. Welcome.
It would be box office gold because it's
This is about the
part
undefeated
Spartacus,
your
and part
ancestors.
Braveheart, and part Amistad, and part Glory, with a little bit of Dances with Wolves thrown in. A story decades long of oppression and freedom fighting. I don't understand why there hasn't been more attention to John Horse and the Black Seminoles, but hopefully we can correct this. John Horse and the Black Seminoles deserve to be remembered for a number of reasons. They created the largest haven in the U.S. South for runaway slaves. They led the largest slave revolt in U.S. history. They secured the only emancipation of rebellious slaves prior to the U.S. Civil War, and they formed the largest mass exodus of slaves across the United States, moving from the Florida Everglades through Indian Territory, what would become Oklahoma, eventually locating in Mexico, where they secured title to their own land. It's a remarkable story. It's overlooked not just by filmmakers, it's not well known in popular culture, and in fact, it's been overlooked by historians of slavery, if you can believe it. In the early 18th century, two groups in particular fled the colonial South into Spanish Florida, into the Everglades. One of these groups were Seminoles, who were migrating from the various colonies, just trying to avoid white encroachment, basically, trying to move someplace that white colonists weren't. And the other group was runaway slaves, people who were fleeing and trying to create a free life for themselves. Both were welcome in Florida. And in fact, the Spanish crown offered runaway slaves their freedom if they would defend the land for the crown, for the Spanish. So a mixed society emerged in the Everglades of intermarriage, family intermingling between these runaway slaves and the Seminoles. And in fact, the first legally sanctioned Black free town in the North American continent was in the Spanish Florida Everglades. After the American Revolution, people living in the southern states didn't really like living that close to a large armed population of former slaves, particularly when they were in league with the local Native American nation, the large armed group of free Seminoles. And they knew that their own slaves felt free to run away and be harbored by this group. They knew that they were welcomed. And so from George Washington's administration on, there was questions of what do we do about the problem of the Florida Everglades. In 1818, this was James Monroe's administration, General Andrew Jackson actually moved into Florida, invaded it, not authorized to do so. He was actually pursuing justice against those who'd attacked Fort Scott in Georgia, but he did it anyway. He went into Florida and claimed it for the United States. When he seized the peninsula, he took the opportunity to execute some of the people who opposed him and also to clean out some of the areas of former slaves and Seminoles because he felt that this would make it better for annexation. The United States then soon actually bought Florida from the Spanish. When Jackson became president, he decided to make sure that the Black Seminole communities were moved out by force. So he pursued this in his policy, his larger policy of Indian removal. This led to the Second Seminole War, which was 1835 to 1842, and became the largest and costliest of the so-called Indian Wars. Because the two communities were tied together, that is, the former slaves and the Seminoles, when the Seminoles were attacked in the Seminole War, this led to an uprising of the former slaves. In April of 1836, Black Seminoles and their Indian allies moved together to create what was the largest slave rebellion in U.S. history. This wasn't just a matter of runaway slaves. More than 385 plantation slaves
ran away from their masters and joined the Black Seminoles, essentially in laying waste to the Florida sugar mills, which were some of the most valuable plantations in the whole continent. One Seminole leader at the time was the leader Osceola, who is justly remembered by history. Another leader who rose up at this time was John Horse, who was ethnically a Black Seminole, and who would ultimately lead his people on a long and trying exodus for their freedom. In 1838, John Horse and the Black Seminoles agreed to stop fighting the U.S. government in exchange for moving to what was then considered to be Indian Territory, which is now today the state of Oklahoma, and for legal recognition of their freedom. So despite the fact many of them were runaway slaves, they would have the opportunity to start over again as free individuals. Once they moved from the Everglades to Indian Territory, however, they found that their freedom was under attack, both by whites and by other Native Americans. In 1848, a decade after they had made the agreement with the U.S. government, the U.S. Attorney General announced that the government never had the authority, the power to recognize their freedom. And in fact, they were still, those who had been slaves, still enslaved. This was like opening season on them, basically declaring that they were there for the picking. And so they did the only thing they could do. They fled once again. Without security in Indian Territory, Horse and his Seminole ally Coacuchi promptly went to Mexico, where slavery was already illegal and had been for a couple of decades. There, Horse became famous as a general in the Mexican army, and his people found a way to make a life. Once they relocated to Mexico, things changed. When slave catchers from the Republic of Texas went over the border to try to find the runaway slaves, now free men, they met resistance not only from the Black Seminoles, but also from the Mexicans and the Mexican army itself. Eventually, the Black Seminoles, led by Horse, gained legally recognized Mexican land, nacimiento. Why isn't this recognized today? Well, for one thing, historians tend to be historians of Native American history or historians of slavery, but there's not many that move among these subjects. And it's a bit confusing because you have both the issue of runaway slaves and the issue of Native Americans kind of blended together, so it seems to fall through the cracks. Tradition is that now.
So it just fell through the cracks, you guys. So our community was the Yaks community. You ain't taking shit. That was our community, and we're finna move on into this. Just gives you an idea of what was going on in our community. Stay tuned. African aboard the Titanic. This is Black Titanic. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. This is the Olmec civilization, proving that blacks was in America before Christopher Columbus. They have fossils and all kinds of artifacts to show that blacks was here, and even the artifacts predate the Bible, yes. But anyway, we are still here. Notice the military helmet and the back of the Olmec's head. They got locks.
Or braid.
They got a lot more
Africans
braid.
have always been skilled navigators, and the notions that African beat the European to the New World meant that they were highly intelligent. So the big lie begins that Christopher Columbus discovered America. During the 1940s, evidence of a advanced black civilization exists thousands of years before the red man and Columbus discovered America. Archaeology discovered bones and sculptured images and artifacts. The word Olmec means Olmec,
Rubble people and was part of Mesoamerican civilization, which thrived from 1200 to 400 BC, before Christ, you guys, and had a military, sophisticated penal system, and a booming economic base. They spoke Naha, and they were businessmen as they traveled along the coast, trading goods with others and developing agricultural crops. This is the Olmec civilization. Olmec. They were here before Christopher Columbus. We are still here. We are still here. You still here. You ain't never went no damn where. So, this book right here is got a lot of history in it, y'all. Inside this book, it's got a lot of history in it, y'all. Most of the history is, we call ourselves grout or grouté. Was told to you as a child, so that these people won't keep on hijacking your history and changing stuff. So that's what I was used as, a groutee. A grout is a man, a groutee is the female. To record history in my memory so I can pass it along to you guys. So thank you guys for being here. Shalom, Miss Hickman, she's here. Yeah, Miss Hickman, she is here. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you. So I did this public, so we can do this every Saturday at 11 o'clock. You will be getting your history. You're going to get some deep history, not only what's in the book, but you will get some deep history with it. So next week, just going to be for members only, right? So we're going to look on the community board. I'll be advertising it on the community board. Y'all just click that link on the community board and you come on in, and we will get really deep into history. I wanted to ask you guys something. Do you know whether your ancestor was already here? I've been proving to y'all through the Olmec civilization that we were already here, that civilization that I just showed y'all. Or do you think your ancestor was one of the ones that they brought over here from Africa? Now, I talked about the doggone tribe earlier when it was talking about my grandfather always talked about the doggone tribe because he always said that they were our cousins. A lot of y'all, if they trace your DNA, most of your DNA, thank you, Miss Sean Hickman, for coming a new member. Most of your DNA will be going to trace back to West Africa. So a lot of you guys, y'all may have belonged to the doggone tribe, but they had this extensive knowledge of the universe, you guys. They were telling people, about different planets that was up there. That was already up there, and it is amazed scientists and archaeologists and all these so-called white experts, because when the satellites came out, they were able to see these planets that our ancestors, the doggone tribe, been telling them about before satellites. So they want to know, how is it that they knew about those planets? It's a lot of planets that they call up there, but they mostly talk about Sirius, planet Sirius A and Sirius B, that the satellite is picking up on. They were talking about that way before the satellites came into existence. They were describing these planets, the doggone tribe, you guys. And a lot of y'all are relatives of the doggone tribe. If you take your genetic DNA, a whole lot of y'all been traced, been traced back to the doggone tribe. Now, to get back to that Olmec civilization, we don't really know what they call themselves. We really don't know. But some of the people are just calling them Olmec, meaning rubber people, because when you look in the mirror, there's the one that discovered the mirrors. The Olmec civilization. When you go look in that mirror every day, you can think about your ancestors, the Olmec civilization, the mirrors, and the rubber balls. They connect the Olmec civilization with West Africa. Somewhere in Africa said that they stem from there. They must have traveled early on from there because of the rubber balls that they make. The rubber trees. Those trees did not originally grow in America. They had to bring them trees over from Africa somewhere over here. So when you get anything rubber, the rubber balls, if you look in the mirror, all that come from your Olmec civilization. Okay, so that is Black Titanic African aboard. Y'all don't know y'all gonna get all that out of there, did y'all? Oh, but the story gonna get good when they board that damn boat. You talking about these black folks getting on boats with all these, I'm talking about some real devils, real live devils. They had to survive this boat on the Titanic because they didn't want them there in the first place, right? But they needed our people. They needed us because, let me tell y'all something. At the time, the Titanic ran by fuse, cold fuse, y'all. So them black men was actually taking just shovels and putting kept all these fuses going, all these coals in this big old boiler to keep the ship moving. Then with black men down there in the steerage or the basement or the bows of the Titanic. Now, how they got on there was a cold strike. It was a cold strike, yeah, with the white laborers. So they enlisted them black men. They had just built that luxurious boat and people had paid all that money to travel and they was not going to lose no money. So they went and got black men to work for them on that boat. So a lot of black men that wouldn't originally be on there was on there, right? And as far as my auntie, she had been traveling back and forth to London. It's just that Miss Elizabeth, on their way back, Miss Elizabeth decided to get on the Titanic. And my grandfather kept telling her, no, that pineal gland was overworking in my grandfather. He was having visions that she was going to be lost at sea forever. He kept telling her that. Then she started having visions. That's that pineal gland. Had dreams and vision about that boat, but she didn't listen. She did say that was going to be her last time on that boat. Yeah, it was the last time, but she meant she was never going on that boat anymore. Okay, you guys, this is what I'm finna get into love and marriage Huntsville now. So that's just an example of what the things we will be doing on the in the book club. Now, I want to ask y'all something. What y'all can write it down or y'all can come up and tell me. I'm just interested in knowing, have any of y'all ever traced how far back can you trace your ancestors? Like me, I can only go back into the mid 1800s. Prior to that, I probably could do more research, but I hadn't. I can trace back to the mid 1800s. And there's a lot of things. I guess I was so young I did not ask grandpa. My grandfather and my grandmother was born in the 1800s. Yeah, they died in the 60s though. So I still was connected to a lot of people from the 1800s. And I wished I would have asked him more about his side of the people. I don't know more about my grandfather's side of the people. I wished I would have known a lot of questions that I would like what's your great daddy name? Were they slaves? Were they, So if y'all got any elders in y'all family, ask questions. Ask questions, y'all. Find out if you were already here or were you the ones that were transferred over here? Because our history don't start with no slavery, y'all. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I want to do. Y'all know Kiki gave her statement. I'm going to put my son here. I said, my grandfather and my mom's side was born. Let me put this up. This is the kind of stuff I want y'all to think about. We need to know these things. I want y'all to think about this stuff. My great grandfather on my mom's side was born in 1888. He died when he was 99 and I was 17. He was a slave. So you see this young lady right here, she was 17, so she got great memories of her grandfather. He was died in 1888. So he was around when the Titanic sank. Yeah, he was around when that Titanic sank. The Titanic sank in 1912. Y'all welcome my son Hickman. She is a new member. And do anybody have any stories? That's what I want us to talk about. Okay, we got to remember our ancestors, y'all. Don't forget your ancestors. They keep telling us to forget. Can't we just forget? That's a long time ago. No, they ain't no long time ago. They don't never forget about their ancestors. Every time we pull out a dollar bill, a $20 bill, they ancestors on their money. You walk down the road, they ancestors all on monuments. Don't tell me to forget about bass. His mom was a slave and was being taken advantage of by the slave owner. Yeah, that's in the book too. Yeah, I got that in the book. That's how Ellen ended up looking that way. Ellen is, she's the one that ended up coming to my grandfather because she survived. They thought she was a white lady, so she was able to survive. You know, she really was black. My aunt Linda was in love with Ernest, who was her brother. But see, she was the sister, but she was taken advantage of, you know, back in the day. So she came out looking like she was white, y'all. But she loved her. She was black on the inside. She loved her black culture, and they had to beg her. At the end of it, she said they had to beg her. She wanted to die with them. She wanted to die. She said she wanted to die as a Negro, be a proud Negro, but they had to beg her. They said, you know, they're not finna allow us to survive. We need you to survive so you can go back and tell our family what happened to us. So that's why Ellen stayed alive. She had to act like she was white at the end of it so she could, you know, survive and come home and tell what happened to the blacks on the Titanic. Now that book, I got it in the room and I'm not going to get up and get it. The only book that will ever talk about what happened to the blacks on the Titanic, I got it. It took me 4 years to find that book. Any story you get will never mention anything about black people on the Titanic. But that first book that came out, Witnesses, Eyewitness Account, with the very first book that came out, talks about what happened to the blacks on the Titanic. That's the book that I got. It's a rare book. Yes. Okay, so we're going to get into this. Y'all know Breonna Taylor is on my mind. Y'all remember the Breonna Taylor case? Breonna Taylor case is more to it than what y'all saw on that Breonna Taylor case. I went on that Breonna Taylor case. We talked about let me see what they're saying, y'all, before I get to Breonna Taylor. I want to make sure we stay on. They wait on us to forget about slavery. Just constantly reminding us about the Jews and their encampment. Yes. And then on top of that, you guys, thank you. Let me, before I get on the Breonna Taylor case in Love and Mary Huntsville, to talk about, you're talking about that the first Holocaust over there in Jews was with blacks. King Leopold, yeah, that's what his name was. I mean, he killed millions and millions and millions of the Congo people. Yes, the first, and then I did a video with y'all on that. Yeah, they never talk about the Black Holocaust. And then this too, what happened to us as a Holocaust? They refused slavery 400 years. They refused to even call that a Holocaust, y'all. Holocaust. They refused. We went through it too. I know the Jews suffer too. I don't be trying to take nothing away from them, but we're not allowed to talk. When we talk about either, can't you forget that? Or they'll say, the most famous thing they say was, I wasn't around. I didn't enslave y'all. But when you're living off of the land that they stole from us, you getting generational wealth off of the land that y'all stole from our people. Y'all know on the 100th anniversary of Black Wall Street, I went down there, me and a lot of comrades, we went down there on the 100th anniversary, and then just to see how all they done built up that town on these people's land, and they still refuse to give the ancestors of these people or the relatives, the people, they land back. Y'all know how they burnt up that town and killed all those people down there in Oklahoma. And when I talk about Mr. Luther, that was how they did Mr. Luther. Yeah, just murder that man and his children for his land. Oh boy, and they did it so many black towns. We could talk over it. We just go all through the United States, probably all over the world it's been going on. But they take our land, then tell us to forget about it, or their children will say, "Well, I wasn't born back in that time." But you sitting up here benefiting off of the wealth, and you still got my family land. That's if you stole my bike when I was 10 years old and you 10 years old. When you get 20 years old and the bike's still running, that's still my bike. That's that way I feel about that land. That's still our family member land. And a lot of y'all need to go back and find out what happened to your family land. That's what I'm trying to find out now. What happened to grandma's land that she had? See, I was too young to ask those questions, but I do know if you just saw the video on the Seminole Indian, they had to keep running, they had to keep moving. Although they were never captured, that's how they had to do, because they had army, they had all these different countries coming after them, with these sophisticated weapons. They kept running. So that way, when you keep running like that, you're going to leave land behind. You got to leave. You got to get up and move to save your life. Yeah, let me get on Breonna Taylor. She been bothering me, y'all. I got to do this. Yeah, but not sure Breonna Taylor. I keep up with Shaquilla Robinson. That's the most recent one. Okay, y'all. Now, behind the Breonna Taylor case, we finna go into something else, y'all. Breonna Taylor, y'all, I went down there. I was down there. I covered that story from my perspective. But when you get in there, it was more than that. It was about gentrification, and it was about taking a land too, some kind of way. Let's just listen at this on Elliott Street. This is about Elliott Street. This is about taking land from these people. Somehow she got caught up in that too. All this ties in together with land taking with Breonna Taylor. Let's get there. Oh yeah, let me turn it up.
Breonna Taylor's death began back in December and was in fact the first investigation done by the newly formed Place-Based Investigations Unit.
I wasn't aware that we had such a unit.
Yeah, I've not spoken to a single colleague on Metro Council and knew existed.
Questions swirl about the Louisville Metro Police Department's Place-Based Investigations Unit, 1 week after attorneys for Breonna Taylor's family filed a complaint claiming the PBI led the investigation that resulted in her death.
What exactly is their job? Who's in charge of it? What is their mission, and how does that work? Who do they take directions from?
According to LMPD, the PBI has 4 dedicated officers and 1 sergeant who use crime statistics to determine areas where criminal activity has led to high rates of violent crime. After exploring the idea for over a year, the department included the unit in a reorganization memo that was made public in November of 2019. An LMPD spokesperson says the PBI was modeled after similar units within the Cincinnati and Las Vegas police departments.
In Cincinnati, they had the community was involved, the city, and the police department. This wasn't secret operations.
Lanita Baker, who represents Taylor's family, says the investigation into Elliott Avenue doesn't meet the PBI's own criteria. The complaint she and her co-counsel filed last week alleges the investigation was motivated not by violent crime, but by the city's desire to redevelop the Russell neighborhood.
This isn't about investment in the West End. It's about the tactics being used, and those tactics are unacceptable.
Mayor Greg Fisher said he was dumbfounded by the accusation. Citing letters from the Attorney General's office and the FBI, Fisher maintains that he cannot release any information about the Taylor case.
We're wanting to know how closely linked is our police department with economic development.
Councilman Kevin Kramer says the Metro Council wants answers from LMPD and the mayor's office about who's pulling the strings when it comes to the PBI.
You would expect that police department then would make their decisions about where they needed to be and what they needed to do based on crime statistics, not based on the long-term economic development plans in a neighborhood.
Denny Camper, WLKY.
Okay, let me explain to y'all. Well, how did Breonna Taylor get
Attention,
that?
did you serve, live, or work at
It's about land again, y'all. Land taken. Y'all see that community? They wanted that community. I'm trying to figure out, y'all, when I got down there, I'm like, well, how my investigative work? What the F? I just thought she was just somebody randomly that they pick and went in there and bust that down. But y'all heard them talk about the PBI or PBE unit. They were none but a mob. They weren't trained for nothing. There was a group of white supremacists, allegedly, that they went around and terrorizing these people and make them move out of their home because they wanted that land. They wanted that spot for economic development, right? And they were saying that in that one of those streets, somebody in her family owned some of these houses, y'all. They wanted that community. And so anyway, y'all, it was more than just them just randomly going into this girl's house because they thought her boyfriend was selling drugs. They wanted that family gone, period. They wanted them houses on that street belonged to her family. They wanted them gone, so when they go in there and get them houses, nobody could protest them. Now, and on that street, they got these mobs just like they were doing Mama B. These mobs was going in and kicking doors down and killing people. Yeah, getting away with it like they did Breonna Taylor, you guys. But they've been charged, but nobody served no time except for two people doing time right now for that case. The two black men. That was Ozone. Y'all saw that brother Ozone. I did his trial.
That kind of shook me because
this is
there's only supposed to be one person in that apartment. Now there was allegedly a girl
Officer Brett
inside, and that wasn't why we were there.
He one of the officers that was in that apartment.
We were there to get documents and/or items that related to a boyfriend that was drug trafficking. That kind of shook me because
no, he wasn't. He lying. He lying, y'all. She had that guy. Do y'all know the guy that Breonna Taylor was with? Was her boyfriend? He had no criminal record. No criminal record at all. The one that was in there with. I'm trying to cut this off. I don't know what this one shut up. Oh, yeah. He had no criminal record at all. Her boyfriend that she was with. Now that other guy, somebody she had messed around with briefly. That's what they used as their excuse to go in there and try to eliminate this girl and her family over that land. Yeah, it's about taking that land over there. I felt sorry for her, but let me see if I can't ever get this thing to work like I want it to work, you guys. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, so we're getting back on Breonna Taylor. When we went down there, we're wondering what's taking y'all so long. All this happening 2020, honey. They were murdering us. I can't get this thing to work, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all thing, but this man won't get off my camera. Yeah, they 2020, we were supposed to be in the house. They murdered so many. Them race soldiers was going around, y'all, just going in people's houses like they did Breonna Taylor. They call them the PBI, the PBE unit. Somebody that they had put a bunch of white supremacists or white KKK group call themselves the law, and they were terrorizing and killing. That's what they were doing in 2020, and we were on their butts. We were on their butts. Well, I was reporting, but I was going around with boots on the ground reporting. But I was, following everybody. You had all the Black Lives. That's when the Black Lives Matter group came forth. And I can't get this. I guess y'all won't see that today. Can't get it up. I don't know what's wrong with it. Oh, Lord, I sure had wanted to show y'all. I had to come back with that because that's stuck. I was trying to show y'all the documents on the Elliott Street. That's the name of that street that I think Breonna Taylor and her family owned, and they wanted all these people gone off that street for economic development. So a lot of ways they take land these days. Now it's another way besides violence. Now it's called eminent domain. Y'all know what eminent domain, where black people are progressing now. Now they'll sit down and just be playing checkers with us at all times. Checkers and chess and everything as a dominoes with our lives. Here you are, you own your land, you own your home, and what did they tell you? They're going to run a freeway just smack dead through your neighborhood. Like this house I'm in right now, I've been fighting them people for over 5 years, y'all. They already got the freeway. They done took some of my driveway. So that's how they take land now. And then with eminent domain, you go get the hell on out, or they're going to put that freeway anyway. And every time I go to meeting, they tell me I can go to a nursing home. And the lady that telling me over the program older than me, some old pale face come and look at me, you go take a nursing home. That's what you can do. Then I asked her, I said, well, are you in a nursing home? She said, no. What about your home? Is your home still up? Yeah. So they'll take your home through something called eminent domain. Now, that's what they do. And I'm still fighting them people. I'm still fighting them. Shoot. Y'all think I don't have no mortgage payment no more? What the hell I look like at this age starting all over again? Take you 30 years to pay your house off. As soon as you through paying your house, they want to take it. Tell you, they give you this little bit. I found it, y'all. I got a way. Give you that little bit of money until you get out. So that's how they take it now, through eminent domain, you guys. Is how they take it out. Yeah. So let's just look at Kiki now. I'm going to go with Kiki now. I'm so glad that Kiki made a statement. We're going to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Kiki made a statement that she's clean and sober. Some of you guys have seen the video where I went down to the there into the, the methadone clinic and talked to a lot of people. So let's just show y'all what Kiki said. Kiki really is clean and sober. She's saying that they talked about the take homes, y'all. Lady P ain't here, but Lady P could clarify it. After so long, your urine being test so negative, they will give you take homes, right? Like she way in California, they give her enough drugs to last her for 2 months because they can trust her. Because her urine has been negative. She's been working that program. She said she's been working the program, I think, did she say 3 years? Yeah. But let's just listen to her. And I was glad that she came and let me show you this. This is, what's her name right here? I forgot who I got this from, y'all. This is Tisha Look. Oh, I'm sorry if you know who you are. I don't mean to try to take your stuff. Let me turn it up. Maybe the person talking, and let me see.
But the dress is nice.
Maybe I forgot who I got. I think drop the mic.
Curls similar to nails, her hair similar to nails. But this is what I want to say about her. Why she looks so sad. you know, when you're trying to capture the audience, you're trying to capture a nice view for you, right? You're trying to draw your audience into your fashion. Oh no, those shoes gotta go. But she looks sad, you guys. She's not giving.
She got a hairstyle like Mel though.
Oh Lord, she looks sad. Anyhow, if you saw you compare her to Mel's expression that be on her face, Mel draws the audience to her. Now, your personality brings out your looks, you guys. So sad. She's like, oh, do I have to turn now? What I gotta do now, y'all? This is drop the mic.
Yeah, drop the mic.
Miami Reese. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. This is drop the mic. That's Maurice, y'all. Y'all go look at drop the mic. Oh, put that in the back seat. Y'all go look at it.
Yeah, y'all, that going on, but I was tempted to stop it. Yeah, you got to go to drop the mic, finish looking at it, y'all. Did y'all see that? I just happened to, I was trying to cut the video, but it kept going. But they riding down the road. You got the two Scots brother in the front, and you got both of the ladies in the back. And I'm thinking, well, who is that? Well, I knew they were the Scots brother at first. When I first looked at it, I thought it was some children in the back, but it's Kimmy. Kimmy and I'm gonna run that by y'all again. It's Kimmy.
So we have
Kimmy and what's her name sitting in the back seat. And while they looking, they try, oh my God. Y'all, these people allow them. Let me see. How do they allow them to disrespect them? Let me see if I can find that part where they in the back seat. They allow their husband to disrespect them like that. It's coming up, y'all. Watch you sitting in the back seat.
This is drop the mic. Miami Reese. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
There they go. Kimmy and they in the back seat.
Y'all go look at drop the mic. Oh, put that in the back seat. Y'all go look at. I can't take her stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was. I thought it was some children. They in the back seat. How the hell? I ain't no way in the world. Y'all, they so disrespectful. Why would they allow them to disrespect them like that? And why would that was who was driving, y'all? I don't remember who was driving. Was it Maurice driving? But anyway, both of them Scott's brother in the front seat. Put them in the back seat. I guess they trying to pick up women's like that. But there you go. That was just what's her name look. This is how she look. She looking so beautiful. That's I guess she.
Shout out to Drop the Mic. This is Kiki Jabbar. As you guys know, I did visit a methadone clinic, and I had other clients talk to me about the drugs. How you had to have your urine clean at X amount of time before they give you privileges, like take home medicine. She attacks that. She has her medicine. She is on the go, traveling, so they give her stuff to travel with because she have earned that trust with them. She has not relapsed. You guys, she's doing great. Yes. So let's listen to Kiki.
And when you get ready to go out of town, kind of like I showed you. When you get ready to go out of town.
Turn it back just a little bit right here. First.
But what happens is once you earn certain privileges, they give you take homes. And when you get ready to go out of town, kind of like I showed you, when you get ready to go out of town, then they give you the medicine to take with you.
That must be that lockbox.
I have, all of these different little things that I have with me that I have to take like one a day. So that's how that works. Different. And for me, it's been, pretty effective. I know a lot of people got opinions about, how it works, but I'm up under doctor's care, and I know what I'm doing. You know, I've been tapering down, so I know exactly what I'm doing. And for me, this process has been most effective. Have I heard about Suboxone? Yes, I hate Suboxone. I've taken it before. I hate it. So they text you.
Yeah, I never knew about it, but the clients talked about Suboxone. He said that they worse, that gets all in your bones, and said that makes your bones just ache. This is what the client said happens to him when he takes Suboxone, and so most clients prefer not to take it because it got serious side effects.
So that didn't really work for me, but this does. And you know what? A lot of people, thank you, say you're rooting for my recovery. Thank you. A lot of people, I guess, as they watch the show, they think that these things are recent. Y'all have not taken pills in over 3 or 4 years. So this is not something that's like recent. These are things that are like years old. So this is show treating you good. Last year, I can tell you're going to love LA, but this time it's real sad. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. I'm rooting for you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the purple hearts, Black and Grace. Thank y'all for the support. Like, seriously.
As you can see, this is Drop the Mic. Y'all go over there and watch this. Opera Drop the Mic also. That they got, they ride down the road, the Scott's brother, and got the women's in the back seat. I just don't understand. My husband or anybody I date, they will say, you can get your butt in the back seat. How come you riding up here with me? But they trying to flex. Yeah, trying to flex. Look like they coming around that mountain, the mountain, in Huntsville, Mount Sinai. Anyway, this is Kiki, y'all. She's talking about her recovery, how she's done so great in the program, till she have earned privilege enough to take home medication, right? I think some people don't have to go back in 2 months. Some people don't have to go back but once a month. But she have earned her privilege because her urine been negative, and she's been doing well on the program.
So yeah, you guys, so y'all can put that to rest. A lot of y'all want to, well, I'm just going to talk about what was stated on the show. When y'all could come up if y'all want to. I'm put a link up. If somebody want to come up and talk, y'all can. Yeah. It was stated on the show by the Scotts. Well, she probably done relapsed. I hope she haven't relapsed. That's what it was. So she's letting y'all know that if she would have been relapsed, they wouldn't give her nothing to take, no extra doses to take up there to LA where she at. They give her extra doses to go so she can travel because they trust her, because her urine been negative. She's under a doctor care, and the only thing in her urine, y'all come on up if somebody want to come up. The only thing in their urine is what's supposed to be in there. So I think on this show, I don't like how they portray this young lady. And then there's Tiffany trying to portray her as being a thief. There's been no evidence that this girl is a thief, right, y'all? No evidence whatsoever. Let me go and play this. This don't have nothing to do with this.
You see it in your eyes, and it makes eyes brown.
The pineal gland.
But some people don't have any melanin. So when you look in the eyes, you're looking at the veins in back of the eyes, and therefore the eyes look blue and green and gray because you're looking at the veins in back of the eyes. But you actually have an iris, which we call an iris, named after a black woman. You call it the iris of your eye that's named after a black woman named Isis. Now, we're talking about the inside of the brain. And these are brain cells increased to the size of a car. They look like little bubbles here. Look like little bubbles, but this brain cell is actually blown up to about the size of a car. And in the center of your brain is this thing here.
The pineal gland.
Galaxy. We don't know what it is. It's really big in people's brains, especially black folks. We don't know what this thing is, but it's sitting right below your pineal gland. This is gland in the center of your brain, the center of your landmass, the center of your brain, the same place where Egypt sits in the center of the landmass of the earth. There's a gland there called the pineal gland. And we couldn't study it directly at one time, so we studied a pine cone and to study the spins and the cycles of this pineal gland. It's a little gland about the size of a pea. It looks like a pine cone, and we call it the pineal gland, and it secretes this melanin, and it changes the melanin into hormones. These hormones stimulate action during the day. We call it serious action, serotonin.
Yeah, we were that's supposed to have with the pineal gland, y'all. I forgot about that. But he was talking about it's something else in our brains that we don't talk about. It's right under the pineal gland. I gotta look that up, y'all. That is active. It said it's active in black people only, and it's an organ there that's really huge. It's in black people. So he talks about that, and at first I thought he was talking about the pineal gland, but he said it was located right under the pineal gland. Okay, y'all, I supposed to have showed y'all that with the pineal gland, so I forgot. But we'll get back on Kiki, y'all. Why do y'all think that they keep showing her in a negative light? Now, hey, Pinky.
Hi, Black Titanic. Hi, Chad. I'm here.
Yeah, and so I was just wondering why is it that y'all think that they keep showing Pinky in a negative light? Not Pinky, but Kiki in a negative light on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now she's answered that question that she has not relapsed. The doctor have given her all this medicine to take with her, additional doses. She don't have to come down and get no pee every morning to get her dose. She have been so good they can give her doses to travel with. So, okay, what is your say? Hey, Pastor Justin, are you kind of Pastor Battle? Oh, with her last name, I call her Pastor Justin so much. Okay, go on.
Okay. Well, I think the reason why they keep trying to show her in a different light because they're trying to take attention off themselves, in my opinion. I really think they're trying to take attention off themselves. And they may know that she's because they're family and it's a small town. They know what's going on with her, but they want to keep bringing up like they do they couldn't attack Mel, and they did, but it didn't work. So now they're, in my mind, Kiki is the best target that they can go after. And by attacking Kiki is going to make they thinking it's going to make Keisha look better, because you got to remember Keisha is so jealous and envious of just like she was a male, but she is a difference with Kiki because Kiki is family. She wants that everybody think Kiki is this because Kiki is getting a lot of love from the not just the community, but from people that watch the show. Kiki is getting a lot of love. Tisha have never gotten that love. So she's going to bash her and try to make her look bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, so Toffee says, so does Kiki has a sponsor she can call? Hopefully she do, you guys. Hopefully, because usually that's what they tell them. I do know that. You would tell Mary White not on here, but Mary White is active and working in that area right now.
Yeah.
But you usually tell them, like any other addicted, you're addicted to alcohol, whatever, they'll tell you to find a sponsor. Yeah, they'll tell you to find one. So hopefully she got one. And usually the sponsor or somebody that's been on it and off for a long time. That's why I didn't know why that girl was attacking Lady P. She said that she would never have Lady P as a counselor because Lady P was on it for 10 years. And when Lady P said she was on it for 10 years, she's counted even the relapse period. You cannot count those relapse periods as a victory. So it took her 10 years to get it together, back and forth,
Right.
back and forth. Because when I first met Lady P, she was not on it. And somehow we lost in touch with each other. And I come back, she was in the methadone clinic. So she had relapsed. I don't know why. And I think sometimes they tell you got to leave them friends behind. Them friends that you used to get high with,
Right.
you have to leave them behind. And sometimes with family members. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I used to like to drink alcohol. It used to be, I used to love alcohol. Whoa, thanks for the super sticker. Yeah, and so when I decided, I can't say I was an alcoholic, but I wanted to quit, right? I just didn't want it no more. I didn't want to socialize like that no more. Because in American culture, that's how we socialize. You go to somebody's house, they got wine they give you, they got beer. And not often we're gonna say, "Hey, you want a cup of tea or you want a cup of coffee?" But you know, you offer them some beer or wine. So I decided I was gonna change my scenery, and I realized if I'm gonna change my scenery, then I'm gonna have to change it around some of my family members. Yeah, I got one family member out of all my sisters and brothers. Me and my one sister is the one that would drink. She's still drinking and I don't drink anymore. But you got to change not only friends, but family members too when you're trying to come off them drugs.
That is true. I have family members like mine. I don't know what it is. Seems like my brothers, except for one. And my mom had like 9, maybe 10 kids. I can't remember. But anyway, well, 9 because one died as a baby, so we really didn't count him. But seemed like all the men in my family, except for one, they was on alcohol, but they kept their same friends. When I say heavy on it, they was heavy on that salt, but they kept their same friends, so they could never ever get better. And we would tell them all the time, "You need to stop hanging around." On the street. They had a street corner that they hang on. You need to stop hanging with them. And they thought we didn't know what we was talking about. "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." They know me. And of course they know you, but the minute you go around and be around them, they're going to offer you some alcohol. They're going to offer you, although they barely got money to buy it themselves, but they was comfortable with you when you was drinking around them. They're comfortable with you. And that's how they wanted you to be, drunk just like they were.
Yeah, so I'm sure Kiki probably got a sponsor, or she, Melody is a nice friend for her to be around too, because Melody clean and sober. Miss Battles, can you come up and share some of your gifts to the audience? I just love when Pastor Jester come on because I just love her wisdom.
I haven't heard Pastor Justice in a long time. Oh gosh, it would be great for her to be up here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna come back and do something on Breonna Taylor, y'all. Okay. I got a lot of stuff because right now they having this trial, and some of these officers may walk if we don't pay attention to this case. We don't want the officer to walk. We don't want him to walk at all.
And it's been a long time coming, Black Titanic. They should have did something with this case long time ago.
Yeah, they hadn't charged nobody but the 2 black men. They had not even went down there to see about them. Both of them doing jail time.
Right.
They made us
all should be doing jail time, to be honestly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do something. I got to do her right. I'm gonna come back and do Breonna Taylor right.
Right.
Anyway,
on the case, they'll try to forget about it, sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, they trying to get off on that case. The guys the PBI unit. Nobody don't know who the hell they are, where they come from. Y'all saw that man. I think it was the mayor, that black guy. He didn't even know nothing about them. They're the one that went in there and kicked that door down and shot Breonna Taylor. It's like 4 or 5 of them. They just deputize them and they go around and terrorizing and doing all their dirty work. Yeah, and the male don't even know about it. He they boss. He don't even
Right.
know who they were, where they come from, and when did they start.
He's supposed to be up on everything. And if he's not
Well, they
up
did
on
it
it,
secretly. They did it secretly behind his back.
right.
That's yeah. Okay, don't seem like nobody coming up, so I'm getting ready to go. It's been a little over 2 hours, and don't forget, you guys, the thank you, Pinky. I did. My daughter want to thank you for the money you gave her for the Pampers. I went and got the Pampers and some wipes, and
Okay.
y'all, she home. She came home last night, so I'm happy. Yeah, and
See,
she got her
okay.
feelings back in her lower leg, so we on the road to recovery now. So
And you being a nurse, you know exactly what to do and how to take care of her. And I believe exactly what you said when they on everything. But you're a nurse, you know exactly what to do, and she should. I know your daughter's just blessed that you know you got the understanding and the knowledge of how to take care of her and everything. And like I told you, if you need me to come down there, you know I'll be happy to come down there and help take care of the baby and everything, so you can get some rest.
well, I got some. I'm on break now. My other granddaughter over there at the other house with her by the airport. I got a break now. I'm gonna go back Monday.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You know,
say
my
bye to
husband's trying to get
everybody.
rid of me. He'll be
Oh, look
glad to
at
send
Miss
me that
Jessie
way.
coming up. Miss Jessie gonna say something.
Jassy said,
I'm
Grand
here.
Rising, everyone. Oh, there's someone coming up, Black Titanic.
Hey, Jazzy, what's up? Hello.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing
Can you hear
wonderful.
me?
Yes,
Yeah,
we can
what's
hear
on
you.
your mind, Jazzy?
I just want to, but we listen. I was here on time finally.
Yeah. And you know what, Black Titanic, I
Oh, my
was
internet
here
messing up. Lord,
on time too, but for some
only my
reason, nobody
internet
could see me in the chat.
got to be more
Well, I don't
careful.
know what's going on. I gotta figure out what's going on. I don't even know a Lady P down there somewhere. I don't know. I
Right.
gotta
It's
fix
some,
that.
and I think you can't see neither one of us in the chat because I've been in the chat speaking to everyone and making comments, and nobody could see me. I could see my own chats, but nobody else could see it.
Okay, I'm gonna run some test
Yeah,
runs to fix that. What's up, Jazzy?
nothing. Thank you for the history lesson. I learned something new. Me and my daughter learned something. I didn't
Thank
know
you.
about the you know, my mother always used to say, they don't talk about what black folks did when we fought back. Where my great grandmother, our ancestors used to cut up glass and put in their food when they have us cook for them. And they be, you know, so I learned that. I learned some new stuff. But what's her? What not Sarah Glennon, the other lady that we just mentioned. You were just
Lady
talking
P.
about the property. I didn't know that part of that had something to do with her property,
Yeah,
her house.
yeah. I'm gonna come back. Y'all gonna be amazed at the stuff that was behind the scenery with Breonna Taylor. All this was about property development. And they gonna come with y'all with this bull that they thought that the drug dealer was in her house.
Right.
So yeah, about property. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, you guys.
I said Sarah Glenn.
What you say?
I said Sarah
Hello.
Glenn. I said the wrong name all the way off. But
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
it's something
know.
going on with the internet. But bye, everybody. Nice. Thank you for letting me up.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
something is going wrong with it because it's acting up. We're gonna have to figure out what's going wrong with it.
And
And
y'all, when I put something out, if I say 11, it might have up there 2 o'clock. So y'all just look out for the notification. And y'all usually good about coming on with the notification because it don't ever have the right
it don't ever
time.
have the right time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to look into that and see why it's
Oh,
not.
Arlita ain't never came. Oh my God, my special girl. I'm so happy, Arlita. I can't believe it. Oh,
Let me see.
Miss Arlita. Oh, come
Hey.
on. Hold on. Let me see. You there? Arlita. Oh my
I don't
God.
think she can't hear you.
This year, there goes some. Hello? Arlita?
Uh, Want me to send her something in the chat, tell her take her
No,
mic off,
let
unmute
her figure
herself?
out. I want her to figure it out. She getting it. Arlita? Your
I'm
mic
letting her
not
know that.
on. I can see you, but your mic is not on.
I don't know. I'm trying. I love you. And I love you
Oh,
too.
I hear you. I hear you now. We got it. What's up?
Yeah.
Arlita? Y'all be patient. Y'all know when we are older, it take us a while to figure this stuff out. Oh,
Yeah.
say something,
We can
Arlita.
see one side of her face.
You can need to is that living room right there, that thing, you have to take that off. I know
Right.
that when I had that, what you call those things in the background, it'll keep you
Right.
from
Want me to
talking.
walk her through it? Go to your settings, Alita. Go to your settings down at the bottom, right up under, you see mute, stop, cam, and
Oh, well, hold
settings.
it. Let me see if I can turn it on from here.
Okay.
Unmute. It's an unmute.
And then go to her settings and see, can we take that setting
She
and put it on
in
normal?
here. Mic is just muted. Only thing
Right.
wrong if you're in here, just your mic is unmuted. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves.
I did it. I unmute.
If she go to settings, she can do everything in settings. She can take that, she can do take that.
Okay, it's gone. Hold it, it's gone. Hold it, it's gone. Now say something.
Say what?
There you go. We got you now.
Right, we got you.
What's up? Oh shit, went back out again. Arlita.
This is funny.
We can hear it for a moment. She says funny.
It goes out and it come back. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in.
Okay.
Because it'll go out.
In.
Okay, I can hear you. Can you say something? Stay right there. Now talk.
Okay.
I can hear you now. Hello?
Okay.
Alita.
Let me ask, Alita, can you hear me? If you can hear me, put your thumb up, because I'm going to show you how to fix that set. I'm going to show you how to fix it, tell you how to fix it. Put your thumb up if you can hear me. Do this here. Can you hear me? Do this.
Do me a favor. Hold it. Go out and come back in. That's all. I'm finna remove you and just come back in. Make sure your mic is on when you come back in. I'm finna remove you.
Okay.
What happened is that when it keeps this, she'll say something and then
it go right back out.
And it'll go right back out. Anyway, you guys, Miss Tina Turner. Good morning, Miss Tina Turner. Demita Joe, Grand Rising to you also. Who else is on here? Mashawn Hickman. I sure want to see Demita Joe. She don't hardly ever say anything. Our leader don't never say nothing. That's why I was surprised to see her. Miss Cheryl Turk. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Any content created in here, I am so proud that you're here and thanks for being here. Who said that? I don't know if she's gonna be able to come back in. You gonna try, Miss Arlita? Come back. I want to hear what she had to say. Grand Rising, Cynthia Buckhead, who said that is congratulations to the proud parents and grandparents. What date was the baby born? Oh, she chose October. You chose October the 30th. Oh, okay. You sure did, didn't you? It was on the 2nd. Somebody said the 1st. Yeah, you sure did. Then somebody said the 1st. Anyway, don't look like Arlita gonna be able to come back, but Arlita, just email me. I'm finna go, y'all. It's been over 2 hours. I'm finna go. I was so glad to see our leader and Pastor Justin. Thanks for
Okay.
being
All
here.
right.
I love it when you come up and talk. I guess you don't feel like it today. But anyway, you guys, remember, you guys
Right.
never forget your history. Don't forget Nosy Rosie Graham. Hey. Okay, and then this what she said. This one told her 3 o'clock for a live. I don't know what. Yes, it told me 3 p.m. for this live. Yeah, so I could have a lot more people, but it just gives different times. So I got to get with YouTube and see what's going on. I'm finna say bye for real, y'all. I'm tired. It's
Okay.
been 2 hours
Okay.
and
Bye-bye,
24
guys.
minutes. All right, bye.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody, and thank you,
Thank.
Black Titanic. I'm so
What is
glad
this?
baby and daughter is home. When I read that this morning, I was so happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bye,
my
Cass. She said that the string yard is acting up, but thank you. Bye, y'all.
yeah,
Bye.
it was acting up this morning. All right,
Yeah, bye.
bye-bye,
Yeah.
guys. All right, and